So why is it so absolutely important to understand our true nature? For as long as we live as ideas of ourselves, as who we are, as has been said recently, that very idea also contains the thought of who we are not. So, the thinker and the thought, the me and the you, or the me and anything else that exists in the manifested world, for example, as separate. Now, this artificial separation is always based on this idea of always on distance, which is resistance to what really is. So, this ego, as has been explained now, what it is composed of, is the root cause and the effect in its expressions of all violence, of all forms of violence. That is where it starts from. And that is why we have to go back to uproot this very root, instead of dealing with the outer manifestations of this violence. That are happening in the world that it is creating. So if we really care about the violence that is expressing itself in this world and creating the world of suffering, of misery, of wars, then we will come back to the root of it. And we will not compromise or be content with dealing with some outer expressions of violence. Because that is not the way to uproot the very root of it. Now, this state of division is unable to feel the interconnectedness and the oneness of life. And that's why it becomes so dangerous, because it lacks the sensitivity. Sensitivity comes from feeling and sensing and living the oneness of everything. So this division or insensitivity, and the insensitivity that it is under the impression that the tree, for example, it looks at is separate from itself, so it can go and cut it without feeling much anything. It can step on a little beetle on the path without feeling anything. It can say harsh words to others. Because all these forms of violence spring from the same source. It's not only the extreme expression when we have got guns and we just kill each other. Actually, we violate the wholeness of life by every action that comes from this division. Yes. So it is able to do all these things because it cannot see, yes, because it cannot see that whatever it does to the beetle, it does to itself. Whatever it does to another human being, it does to itself. Whatever it does to anything that it experiences to be separate from itself, which is not true, it does to itself. And to all of us. So this is how absolutely important it is to understand the nature of violence, and in the understanding of it wholly is the uprooting of it, and that is when the world peace comes into being in you who is the world.